Hello, welcome back to the channel, and a funny one it's been this week. Bit of action, bit of weird carrying on, a lot of wind noise through some of this, but if I cut it all out there's going to be no commentary at all. So I'm going to ask you, keep on your remote, keep on your volume, and just tone it up and down as best you can. The trouble is when I make it on the app, the wind noise often doesn't sound as bad as it does on a TV. So depending where you're listening and the settings, bear with me, enjoy. See you in a bit. Which way is it going, Tommy? Oh God almighty. When you slip up there and the prey vanishes and your bird sees a sitter 150 yards away, won't recall, sits on the hill above it, and knows damn well as you get near to him that sitter's going to twitch again, it's going to lay down or prick an ear, and the little sod has just cruised lower down the hill and took it at its form. They usually have a jump reflex and get out of the way, and very rarely does he actually catch them like this, thank God. And this is just rewarding clever behaviour, natural behaviour, but it's not really rewarding good sporting falconry. So I've been helping Steve put up some pheasant rearing areas, some sort of netted area. We popped out with the birds. Zeus has caught a hare, but unfortunately it was on mugging. So 2 really good flights. That's not how to catch them, that's not sporting. He loves it, we don't. Oh! So today's job, these little guys, the Aplomados falcons, they're pretty much the last birds that are kept tethered here at the Falconry Centre, and we're going to now finally, and it was going to be yesterday but it poured of rain all day, we're going to start turning their mews area here, strip all that out, and we're going to turn this into individual free lofts or aviaries. Where are we? 2, 1 each of those, and leaving us a small mews area on the end here for maybe retraining other birds like the peregrine that will need to be tethered briefly. But pretty much then, nearly everything here at the Falconry Centre is going to be free lofted, kept in aviaries if you will, rather than kept tethered. So they've waited a long time, they're both on their rest, good time to sort them out. So Tommy's given me a hand today, Kyle's at work again, we're going to crack on. So here we are, not quite finished but the birds are in. Female Aplomado in here, door, porch system there, perfect, that's what you want. Here's the male, he's down here having a snack. Single door system, imprint, not such an issue. I've inherited these aviaries, but what we've done is turn a mews into a mews and 2 small aviaries here. All the woodwork, all the white brickwork at the back there, that's all going to be painted and sorted, but not until the weather warms up a bit, and then we know we can get those birds out. We can paint 2 coats and it'll all be dry in the same day. Not at this time of year. Any birds of prey that are working, the front mesh is your biggest hurdle to overcome. We're going to go with the 2-inch weld mesh that's already there. These birds are at fat weight now, they're going to chill out. They're not going to be bothered about flying to any falconers. Probably be perfectly fine. The thing we'll have to find out is how will they respond once we start flying these birds. I don't particularly want to put a fine layer of zoom mesh underneath like we have for the smaller kestrels. That's there really to stop them squeezing out the holes. The Aplos should be fine, but mitigating the birds landing on the wire mesh and all their feathers wearing on the wire mesh is the biggest problem with free lofting birds of prey. The way to get around that is a window ledge and a barred window system, but when we're open to the public perception, tethering free lofting bars, it's a running nightmare because you have to educate every single person sometimes, which gets does wear a bit thin at times. Mesh, once it's all painted out in there, looks better once you put black paint on the mesh, masonry paint, roll that onto your mesh, the mesh disappears and you can see through rather than the silver reflecting like net curtains. So we'll see what happens and we'll modify to suit. And that's how it's been getting all of the birds here free lofted. Have a think, set it at what you think's best, keep modifying until the bird is in perfect feather and is totally relaxed in its aviary. Can take a while for some, others perfect. Enjoy the rest. Always a good sign when they're in a strange place to see them feeding, especially when they're at fat weight, so they're not too bothered about food. Relatively relaxed. Aplomados, there'll be a whole video on these guys soon. Terrific, terrific birds of prey. Ah! Ah! Back at it. Day after Boxing Day. Back out with the boys. Local hares. A little bit of exercise, keeping trim. For their Christmas dinner. So I was just took on a humongous slip, but in the end got out dragged up the hill into the wind. Probably going to be a bit of wind noise on this video, as you can tell. There's probably going to be some sort of soundtrack over. Alan's slip. Get ready. Chloe can't see it now. They just there it goes. There it goes. Look at Alan go. He's got straight. Look at that. This field. It's almost impossible to catch them. They always drag up that steep hill. So many flights out of this field over the years, and yet they do the birds. It's just so steep. Alan's up next. I do hope some of this you can hear. It's very, very windy. Alan's up next. I don't fly Zeus in this field anymore because he's trained to land on the ground, not in trees. I don't want him electrocuted on pylons, on grey boxes. So he's always been trained to land on the ground, and to him, flying down this hill is just the perfect setup for a golden eagle. But he's also liable to land on that road. Not busy today, but it will be if there's an eagle sitting on it, you can bet your life. So I avoid this field and a couple of others because I've had him sit on the road before, once bitten, twice shy. Okay, Alan's up. I've spotted a hare. I'm just going to lose it over the brow of this hill again, aren't we? There goes. There goes Alan. Hare's straight turn. Running going downwind, it's turned a crosswind already. Alan's given it. I think Alan now. Oh no, he's having another go. I think Alan has definitely decided hair's out for him, but then you put some efforts in and you're not so sure. So we just stopped again to wait for Zara to get back on the glove, and I'm literally standing next to another form. You can see the feet, where the feet have been trodden down, ready for takeoff. So this is a hare's house, it's its shelter, and it's its launch pad. 8, 10, 13 pound animal lives here. And this is its house. And it says, if you can catch me, bring it on. I'm not going to hide, only by camouflage. I'm not going under a tunnel, in a hole in a tree. Camouflage only, and then I'm going to outrun and outmaneuver you. Be nice to get some of this within our view. Again, look at this. Windy. There's rain coming in. Look at those pastel shades. Oh yeah, walking off all that grub we've eaten over Christmas. Fox!
He's going for it now.
So we've just had 2 back-to-back fox flights from the same rough bramble patch. The first one, Zeus pulled off, perfect slip, perfect distance, everything. He's on his home ground, he knows where the sloping hill is, and he was near the border where I don't fly him because he goes downhill scanning for sitters and things, which he's done today. Got him back, and second fox straight back out the same patch. Another perfect slip in every way, and he circled round, possibly unsighted. I think he saw it, got a bit of height, flew it hard over the hill out of sight. Now if he wanted it, hey, if he wanted it, he would have, I think, had fur, if nothing else. Fox out in the open, and now you've got an overweight eagle that's gone self-hunting. I said to the boys I'd go out, weighed him this morning, thought it's going to mess me about in this wind when he's this weight, and he is. Very frustrating, it's a complete waste of time, and you just follow an eagle that's just hoping you're going to put a sitter up or move something it sees. And as soon as I called him, he takes the air out of instinct and then gets the wind under his wings and flies downwind. Busted. We changed the plan. Kyle's noticed I'm colourblind. He's ripped his talon off, and you can't see it now, but generally that was full of fox fur under there. There's a little bit on there, look. So what we do think, he did connect down the hill, possibly at high speed, probably just 1 foot, and although foxes can really bite, he's actually, we've concluded, he's probably cartwheeled it, and he's had it on just an outside talon, and it's actually pulled the sheath off. Bless him. Can't see the damage on him. So he possibly was actually going self-hunting to see where it had gone. But look at that. So luckily, first aid kit in the bag, so we're going to get that sorted out now. Yeah, got it. So first aid kit, always have your first aid kit in here. Pod, saline water, I hope that's come off. Obviously we can sort this out better when we get back, but we just want to get some semblance of cleanliness on there. So you can see the damage. So we've concluded, because he was powering down the hill, he's snagged that fox, the weight of the fox cartwheeling, it's literally just pulled the talon sheath. Yeah, it's pulled the talon sheath off of his toe there, look. makes my eyes water. Imagine having your toenail ripped out. So first aid, obviously you want to clean the wound, don't you, whatever it is. It's not going to bleed too badly, strangely enough. Had this happen before with hawks. But it will bleed, and every now and again it'll upset that. You think the pressure of it's doing this sort of thing. So, you know what I've done? Need a little bit of water for this, but not to worry. See if there's a little drop more in there, Kyle.
Oh, you want to get over the top of that?
Just a drop.
It's in there. You've gone a bit too much. Well, you need it on it.
Just need a little bit of...
That's it, that's your
You can see it smarting.
Take
So
it
this
out
is just
antiseptic.
yeah. This is to actually stop bleeding.
Anticoagulant.
Oh, coagulant, isn't it? Certainly so. Just hitting that little side bit there.
Good thing he's not a nasty eagle.
It's not too bad actually. But you can see he's holding his foot up. He's a big old boy, but he's certainly sore. Okay, we'll leave it at that because the more you can, the more it's going to bleed. So he's back in his box. Luckily, not too far to walk, but you can tell it's even making a rough, tough eagle wince because he's walked back most of the way on the fifth with his foot lifted up. Bless him. He's been hand-fed some food. Pretty much stem the bleeding now, and he's going to spend a couple of days now boxed. Kyle's just coming back there, lagging behind. Boys are still hawking, but they're heading back this way. He's going to have some F10 spray on his foot when Kyle gets back. He's got a van load, and I'll tell you a bit about the story when we get out this wind. Luckily, he's only got to travel 1/4 of a mile back to base, and then he'll be boxed sort of indoors in a barn. Because obviously while he's travelling, he's got to put a bit of pressure on that foot. Not going to bandage it. We're going to spray it down, clean his feet, and then we're going to pack it with F10 ointment. And there you go, look, bless him. And that should be just fine. But I'll talk to you a bit more in a bit, guys. Yeah. So in this windy weather, the hares will go to the hedge bottoms, they'll head into the woods and copses, and they love these little rough patches just to get out of the weather a bit, but still got a good all-round vision of predators arriving or coming towards them. One of the many red kites here, and the female house is hot. Come on, Zara. She's seen something now. Already. This way she's seen one. This is 4, no way! That's the Paru High, isn't it? Naughty girl. Thankfully, it's took off and outran her into this strong headwind. Good old tactic. She's persistent, but she's not going to catch him now. The last thing you want your bird to do is take a hare sitting in a form. Just produces a bird that goes off scanning for sitters, because it's super sensible and it's how a golden eagle will hunt them in the wild. But it's not a falconry sporting thing. We want to see good flights, not muggings. Our birds will get fed even when they're not successful. Downhill. Wow, look at the hair accelerate now. Oh, look at that. Right next to one. Zara's took on a long slip. So am I.
He's running still in the next field. Doable. That's doable, that is.
Got the wind in the right bit now. Go on, Zara. You deserve some tea today.
Oh.
No. Buzzard up there. Don't think we can see it on here. Something else there's lots and lots of here. Some parts of the country it's strange. There's some people seem to have red kites or buzzards. Northamptonshire, it's actually chock-a-block with both. Zara's following on. We're winding up now. She's just again failed to bind properly to her hair. Bless her, she's put some mileage in today. Another clump of fur, but no cigar. So we're pretty sure what's happened is he's gone downhill at high speed. He started powering down the hill. It is a steep hill as he went out of sight, and we think he's snagged the fox at high speed, downwind, no sort of manoeuvrability, just with those two tiny outside talons, and it's probably just sent them instantly cartwheeling or just parting company. Obviously he's locked one good talon in there, and the weight and the speed, it's thrown them apart and took that talon sheath off. Not good. He's okay at the moment. All is well, no heat, no infection. F10 ointment all over it for the last 2 or 3 days, and probably tomorrow I'm going to pop him back outside after 4 days convalescing in his box. It seems okay. We'll just keep an eye on him. But yeah, you just never know. You never know with these birds of prey what's going to happen. You have to mitigate danger, but like any animal, they might find a bit of sheep netting in a fence that you never knew was there, or in a hedge. Different things like that, but always be aware. You try your best to be careful, and some random thing like this happens, probably going to end my season.